to another Invincible Guarding the Globe game video. Um, yeah, I know it's been about a month since my last upload, but I did send out a post yesterday, pretty much explaining why, and the reasoning is just because of the fact that I took a little break from content creation for the month because there was a lot of games coming out that I sort of just was playing those either on my own time or with friends, and so I didn't really squeeze in any time to make a video for you guys. I do apologize for that, but I mean, here I am now. Um, and I do want to go over. I know it's gonna be late, but I want to go over some of the stuff that's came out while I was on the break. So, more notably, obviously, we have a new character. I want to say hero, but we have a new addition to the Invincible Guardian the Globe game roster. That being Komodo Dragon. And following this, obviously, I want to go over the new 2.10 patch notes that came out, introducing a lot of notable stuff. So, obviously, first and foremost, Komodo Dragon. So, he's an elite character, a defender. Base HP is 5,000.8 or 5.18 thousand. One second. Sorry about that. But yeah, HP is 5.18 thousand. Attack is 1.56 thousand. Defense is 797.49. Overall, just base power is 1,000 or 1.76 thousand. He is, of course, a criminal organization character, so he will take more damage from GTA, do more damage towards Earth defenders. His speed is slow. Tags are melee, human, lizard league, malefactors, and grounded. Of course, melee combat style. Hero Dossier reads, this guy has been a pain in my ass ever since I was working under the former GTA chief, Radcliffe. He's easily the strongest member of the Lizard League. He's not that smart, but damn it, he's tough. It would take a lot to put a guy like this down. You couldn't go about it in the standard way, though. If someone wanted to take Komodo Dragon out, they'd have to get real creative. Awesome. So, going over his first ability, Fang Storm. Komodo Dragon bites the enemy 3 times, each bite dealing true damage equal to 10% of his defense. Each bite also applies wound stack that deals a total of 100% of his base attack damage over 10 seconds. The cooldown is 22 seconds. True damage on a tank that scales off of their defense it can get pretty scary. Um, and we'll go over this because Komodo Dragon is honestly, yeah, he's a powerhouse, right? He's a tank, but he's a bruiser. More so than I would say Monster Girl, but we'll get into that. So going on his second ability, Komodo Dragon increases his defense by 10% for each Lizard League ally on the team. Now, I don't know if it includes him, but if it does, it's 30% at the moment with Iguana and obviously King Lizard. If it doesn't, it's 20% increase, but already it's scaling off, giving him even more true damage. So, pretty good. Scaled Retribution. At the start of the battle, Komodo Dragon bounces back 15% of his damage he receives for 10 seconds. Increased defense with true damage and also just bouncing back damage. Pretty good. Komodo Press. Komodo Dragon slams the ground, increasing his defense by 10% for 5 seconds, then deals damage equal to 410% of his defense to all nearby ground level enemies, taunting them for 1 second with a cooldown of 15 seconds. Yeah, Komodo Komodo's an interesting tank. And now, why I say he's like on a bruiser level more so than Monster Girl is because obviously he has a lot of sustain. He is doing his role, especially with the taunt, bringing everyone towards him while reflecting damage back to them. And you could say, like, oh, it's only for the first 10 seconds. He's not going to get his ability that early. Well, let's go over some of the new stuff that came with the patch notes, right? So, a big thing would be so let me go over to heroes because even though I didn't record, I was playing the event. Here he is. And I got Komodo Dragon up to Epic Plus with 5 stars. But of course, the notable thing is going to be the skills. So with the new 2.10 update, they included or they actually increased the threshold for these skills levels. So before the max was 10, now the max is at 15. So going on to why I say he's a bruiser, if you were to look at the max level for his abilities, so his Fang Storm will now do 25% true damage based off of his defense and grant him 100% life steal on top of it. So he's got his own sustain with a cooldown 22 seconds. Each bite will still apply the wounds. Instead of being 100%, it is now 240% of his base attack. Okay? Now his defense increase for guarding the league shoots up to 18%. And if there's an armed hero present, he taunts 3 random enemies at the start of the wave for 10 seconds. So not only is he getting the taunt ready from his ultimate, or I guess his main ability, but he now has just a passive taunt at the start of battle based off of this if you max it out, which I believe the taunt you probably get level 5. Yeah, you hit it at level 5. So he's already getting the taunt early, even if it's just one enemy. But still, it's still a massive thing because then it'll proc and scale off. Well, not really proc, but it'll give him benefit. Or this, my bad. The third ability will benefit from the early taunt of his second ability, and then obviously his ultimate. But you're saying it's only for 10 seconds? Yeah, no. If you were to max it out, it's 40 seconds with 25% knockback instead of 10%, and he becomes immune to critical hits. Komodo Dragon is a tanky tank, and he's a pretty scary one if you were to invest into him. And even then, I don't think you need to invest that much. Yeah, he's already taking less damage from critical hits just at level 5. I believe, no, earlier than that, at level 3. And then once you max it out, it's immunity. And then his final ability, I didn't find to be all that terrifying, but it is still notable. So we'll go over it. So it'll increase his defense after he uses the ability by 30% for 10 seconds, then deal damage equal to 525% of his defense, which again is already scaling off of this ability and then the second ability. Um, defense. Oh wait, equal to the offense of all nearby ground level enemies. Um, taunting them for 10 seconds and reducing their ability charge by 20%. So just to reiterate, if you were to invest into Komodo Dragon, you are not only getting a fat amount of pretty much true damage based off of his defense, which is already going to scale up pretty crazy. It's giving him lifesteal. So true damage, lifesteal, a wound, you know, that deals damage over time for 10 seconds. He is increasing, obviously, we already went over more defense, but taunting enemies at the start if they have anybody that's armed. Um, bouncing back damage up to 25% while being immune to crits. And then, of course, taunting even more while reducing their ability charge. Komodo Dragon is a pretty scary tank. Um, but yeah, no, I think he's phenomenal. Honestly, I really do like him because he's got some really cracked out abilities. And even if you don't invest into him fully, I did check it out, right? So once again, let's look over his base stats. So 5.18. I'm gonna check out I don't care about the attack, but I'm gonna check out the HP and defense, right? So 797 and 518. So let's look at other tanks in the same category. So Conquest. He has more HP than Conquest, slightly more defense than Conquest, but obviously Conquest being a Viltrumite has more attack. But that's not necessarily all that important when it comes to having a tank frontliner or frontline for you. Lucan, Lucan has a little more HP, but he has, I think, just more attack, but less defense than Komodo. If you really care about that, yeah, just slightly. But already, Komodo, more HP, more defense than 2 Viltrumite tanks. I don't think he's better than Alan. No, Alan is still far superior in HP and defense. Let's see, Titan in the same category. So way more HP, slightly less defense than Titan. And Immortal. Immortal has more HP, more defense, around the same attack. Monster Girl has less HP, less defense, or just slightly more attack. But that, yeah, honestly, I think even if you were to overlook the damage that Conquest can give him, and looking honestly just pretty bad, but compared to I guess like the I would say the actual tanks, right? So Conquest, Allen and Titan and the Immortal for the elite category, Komodo's not that bad. He's really not that bad. The I guess the only real downside you could say would just be the fact that he would need a Lizard League members with him to make him far more superior. But honestly, even without them, he, I believe, still against the 10% buff. But we can honestly check that out right here and together because I didn't do this yet. So let's see if he gains the 10% buff. He does not count himself. So yeah, I was correct. So he will need at the current moment other members with him. Oops, it's a little loud. But at the current moment, if you were to have Iguana and King Lizard on the same team, you will only be gaining a 20% buff, not 30% because Komodo himself does not count. But going on to the next stuff that I missed. Um, New artifact, right? So let me check it out here. Artifact. So we have a new artifact pass, the GDA mines. As you can see, I have a little bit. I did get the pass. I usually try to just to get the artifact, but that's about it. Um, But yeah, GDA mines, state of the art GDA mines that once deployed in the ground, detonate automatically when triggered by enemy movement with 410, I guess, overall stat increase. What is power increase? Sorry, not stat. But the stats it'll give you at base is 500 attack, a 8% increase to critical damage, and a 1% increase to energy attack. The ability is GDA mines boost all AoE damage dealt by the wielder by 10%. Additionally, upon launching the main ability, 3 mines explode randomly at unique targets, dealing 60% of the wielder's damage as AoE. So I think it could be really good, honestly. Although when it comes to like AoE damaging characters, I don't know too many off the top of my head. I could think of like maybe not Rocket, robots, rockets, um, maybe ground slams, uh, like or just shockwaves, like Omni-Man, Seismic, Komodo, for instance. But those are the ones that you can think of at the moment. There's probably more, but I think GD mines could be all right. It honestly maybe could be better, but I also just don't know. I haven't tested it, so I'm not too sure. But another thing that also came out with the new update was the inclusion of 2 new GDA case files in the form of Robot and Anissa. So that's really nice. I know a lot of people have Robot built up, so honestly, that should be pretty easy to just breeze on through, get your Seance Dog copies. Anissa, I know she's newer than Robot, but I know a lot of people also work on her because she's a pretty good attacker. So it shouldn't be that hard. And I think that's honestly it for the main stuff. They did include 10 more levels to the Alliance regions. So I believe now, what is it at? Like 70 something? Probably no, it's way more. 90 something. No, way more. 113. But yeah, obviously you can see I'm not in the Alliance Warfare. Uh, I keep trying to have people come into the Alliance and nobody really attacks. So it's been rough. It's just been me. But um, I will say I am looking for an alliance. So if you guys have an active alliance, I'd be more than happy to join. Actually, I'll just show you my stuff here. So let me see. Yep, that is my friend code right there, and I guess you can see my power, my overall power there. So hopefully, you know, I get into a more active alliance. The one I'm currently in is at region 49. So if you guys are like around the same region, I'll gladly join. Just looking for a more active one, throwing that out there now. But yeah, that's about everything I have. So obviously, oh yeah, Komodo Dragon had his new hero pass come out last week. In case you didn't get any copies of him, uh, now's your chance. And then this is, I guess, like my current roster lineup, right? Just other, I guess, my application for your guys' alliances. But yeah, that's about everything I have today. So again, want to apologize for being absent for the last month. Just been playing a lot of other games, but I'm back now, and yeah, new games are still coming out. Um, I honestly do want to record them. I know the majority of you joined because of Invincible content, but I do want to pretty much branch out and record other games. Um, so if you're interested in seeing those should be coming out in the near future. If you're not, then I still appreciate you giving love and support to my Invincible content. But other than that, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being so patient. And of course, if you like the video, leave a like, comment down below with any questions you might have. I do read every single comment and try and answer any questions you have to the best of my ability. Um, and yeah, please subscribe because subscribing motivates me to pretty much make more content for you guys. I have more people to try and like obviously create content for, and so it does motivate me, and it does make me feel bad when I don't make content for you guys. But just want to reiterate again, thank you once again, and hope to see you in the next video. But till then, take care, guys. Later.